Hello and welcome to Value Chain TV News Update. I'm Anastasia Adeze with the news. Following the proposed release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon into the River Niger and River Benue, states along the flood path has started planning temporal shelters for affected residents. A statement by the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency, Umar Mohammed, listed Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, and 6 others as states at risk. In an interview with Value Chain TV News, few Nigerians urged the federal government to find lasting solutions to the menace of the flood. The report.
When you have plan and no implementation, there is no plan. And when you have government and the government is not effective, then you have no government. Cameroon have their government and they have their plan. And the government is as efficient as the plan, and the implementation follows it. That's why they are making headways. And they must have a reason for allowing the water to flow into Nigerian territory. They must have had earlier agreement, because this is not the first time. So they are strict in their plans, while we are not even serious about ourselves. The government is not ready to do the right thing. They always pick a round peg and put in a square hole, and take a square hole, peg and put in a round hole. How can you get results there?
Have arrangement with Cameroon from time to time. But why do we always wait for things to happen before we say take action? If you know that there is going to be a problem, you begin to construct some dams and whatever to consume. These have been happening for years. I guess it's more than 10 years we're having the same problem. When it comes, you say, oh, let us be prepared. How long? So a nation must be prepared. If you are not prepared, don't deceive yourself. We are not prepared. So if you want to do things, be ready. Even the state you are talking about, most of them, what are they doing? What are they doing with the money? You have post office. Post offices don't deliver letters anymore. The motorcycles are no more, functioning. So letters don't go anymore. The local government areas don't have, they don't even pay for post office box anymore. So everything is in a mess. You have a fair society because the leadership is a mess. They don't work like this. If you want to do the right thing, you plan 3 years in advance. We want to achieve this. It can be done. There is nothing wrong with environment. People have been able to achieve this in the past. Why is it a problem now? Because the money is not going there. They can talk, but they will not use the money. So that's what the problem is.
The dam issue is not new, and we'll keep having it. We've had the case maybe in the early 2020s where we had the overflood in Lokoja and in several other states. One thing the government has always done is to issue warning, but I think we need to go beyond the level of warning. We need to take preemptive measures, we need to take preventive measures, and we need to have a long-term sustainable measures to address the issue of flooding. And flooding will keep reoccurring, but it's so sad and so disappointing that we are in a country where there is no response to emergencies. Like you saw the case of what happened in Maiduguri. We could not really see anything like speedboats, life jackets, and that tells you that there's already a gap, and that's disaster in waiting. Again, we also see on the part of the citizen, there's no preparedness. A lot of people don't even know how to prepare themselves. Like for me now, I've not learned how to swim in case of an emergency. What if emergencies like that happens? So that tells you more that on the part of the citizen, government needs to also prepare the minds of the citizens.
And on climate, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, NLLG, has called on the federal government to introduce key incentives, including financial guarantees and tax credits, to drive investment in climate solutions across the country. This was disclosed by the Deputy Managing Director of NLNG, Olakunle Osobo, at the Gas Tech Exhibition and Conference in Houston. He urged the federal government to provide early-stage funding for tech startups and streamline regulations to encourage sustainable energy solutions. Olakunle highlighted that clear regulatory policies and standards are essential for fostering innovation and addressing the pressing climate challenges in Nigeria. The former Minister of Finance at Equatorial Guinea, His Excellency Mr. Gabriel Mbaga Lima, has been appointed into Value Chain Editorial Advisory Board. Our correspondent, Chat Moses, has more details on the appointment.
The appointment took effect from September 1st, 2024. This distinguished recognition came on the testament to Mbaga's exceptional leadership and unwavering dedication to the development of Equatorial Guinea and Africa. As former Minister of Mines and Hydrocarbons and Minister of Finance, Economy and Planning, Mbaga has demonstrated remarkable vision and expertise in driving economic growth and development. Value Chain's Editor-in-Chief, Musa Bashir Usman, noted that Mbaga's appointment will enable Value Chain's authoritative and insightful reportage on business and economic matters across Africa. With these appointments, His Excellency Mr. Gabriel Mbaga has joined the likes of His Royal Highness Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, who is the chairman of the board, Professor Wumi Iledari, and Mrs. Omotayo Omotosho as part of the advisory team of Value Chain. For Value Chain TV, Chat Moses reporting.
And on minimum wage, the federal government has warned private employers that failure to pay the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira will result in imprisonment. This declaration was made by the Director of Employment and Wages, John Nyamali, at the 13th Annual General Meeting of Employers Association and Private Employment Agencies of Nigeria. John, while representing Kacholum Daju, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Labour and Employment, said private employment agencies must ensure contracts reflect the new minimum wage. Value Chain TV spoke to some Nigerians who shared their thoughts on the matter. The report.
I think the minimum wage law has been passed to its nine law, and I don't think the federal government have the power to punish people who have not paid. I think what they should do, they should maybe talk to them, man pressure on them so that they were able to pay the people. It's also they don't have the power to force it. It's not easy because the people pay based on their resources, and it's not the federal government that's giving them resources. The resources they regenerate. So it is based on what they have that can be able to pay. What the federal government just to maybe to man pressure and tell them they need because of the present economic reality we are passing through. That they should pay the people, the people employed, the new minimum wage. It's not, it shouldn't be by force. It shouldn't be by coercion. There should be some sort of dialogue. Talk to them to convince them to pay. And also the people also pay based on the resources they have on ground.
That woman selling Okpa, she's operating small businesses, a small business. Does she really survive on her own? Because most of these people that are operating Okpa, they still have one person by their side who is even serving, okay, take this one to this person. And it's working for them. Probably 10 or 15,000 in a month. And the person that is operating this Okpa business does not have the capacity to pay this. It can't survive on her own. Talk less of paying someone 70,000. So it is not achievable enough. It's not achievable at all. Government should not even think about it. When you are talking about small business, you should categorize this small business. I have somebody who is operating a restaurant. I knew the woman. She had up to 25, 26 staff. She cannot pay them that amount because these staffs, sometimes they don't even have what to do at home. By the time they now come back, the woman will just employ them. Sit down here and do this, and begin to wash the plate and this. She has a lot of people like that. She's paying on a daily basis, sometimes 2,000. So when you are talking about the issue of 70,000, I think it is laughable. Government is not even serious on that. The one that they are even talking about paying, have they been able to even pay their own? They have not. So what is it you are complaining? You that have a budget, huge budget, and operating with a very huge budget, you don't even pay. You are talking about somebody who is managing. Me, I'm a village man. I'm from a village. We can't at all. It is not achievable at all.
And on aviation, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has committed to upgrading Ibadan Airport to international standards within the next 12 months. Seyi Makinde made the statement during the groundbreaking ceremony of the airport's upgrade, now officially named Samuel Lakonde Akintola Airport, Ibadan. The governor announced that the first phase of the project, awarded to Cranberg Constructions, will cost 41 billion naira. He also expressed his gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for granting approval for the upgrade. The governor further explained that the decision to upgrade the airport was based on data, science, and logical reasoning. He added that previous upgrades to the airport's facilities have increased the number of airlines which now include Ibadan in their flight schedules. And on cybersecurity, the Office of the National Security Advisor, in collaboration with the Central Securities Clearing System PLC, has assembled stakeholders who are cybersecurity experts to address the issues of artificial intelligence-triggered cyber threats. The coordinator of NCC, Ahmed Abubakar, said the conference will hold in the nation's capital on the 17th of October 2024. Ahmed Abubakar added that it will go a long way to build secure and resilient cybersecurity landscape in the country. And finally, on the international scene, the African Development Bank Group has approved $6.6 million grant to support the federal government of Somalia to build its financial architecture in order to promote inclusive and equitable growth. This was revealed by the bank's Group Director of Financial Sector Development, Ahmed Atut. He added that the Somalia Financial Sector Development Project will focus on improving the capacity of financial institutions, including the Central Bank of Somalia, Somalia Development and Reconstruction Bank, and the Financial Reporting Center, FRC, to formulate efficient credit delivery and to implement anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing measures. And that's it on the Value Chain TV News Update. I'm Anastasia Adeze. Many thanks for joining us.